My children don't like my interests because I don't give a shit about theirs. And that just really hurt my feelings, you know? Hi there, I'm Roux. Welcome to my video, and welcome to yet another Reddit reading. Because I have found a beautiful story for you guys. Oh yes, it is so beautiful. You know those types of people who are just so arrogant about their own hobbies? They act as if their hobbies and likes and dislikes are superior to everyone else's. Yeah, obnoxious, rude, ugh, can't stand them. Imagine if that person is your father. Yeah. Am I the asshole for trying to get my girls interested in my hobbies and interests instead of getting into theirs? Already. Wonderful parenting. Great, just dad of the year. I have two girls, 13 and 10, with my wife of 9 years. My girls are typical girls and don't have a lot of interests in common with me. I tried from a young age to get them interested in things we could share. They just never got interested. I'm talking things like video games, science fiction, and fantasy books, Star Wars, Iron Man, Batman, etc. These are all popular things that I see a lot of other parents getting into with their kids. They're more interested in things I just can't relate to. The 13-year-old is into fashion, clothes, makeup, hair, all of that. The younger one really likes animals and JoJo. I've tried to be interested in their things. We watched this really bad, campy TV show called One Day at a Time. But I didn't like it and found the writing bad. And they got mad at me when I would laugh. The older one likes the show Riverdale, which I admit was a little more interesting, but it was all a bunch of gossipy teen stuff. I just hit a wall. I couldn't figure out why I was going through all of this effort to spend time with them when they obviously don't care enough to be interested in things I care about either. I tried to sit down with them and watch Mandalorian, and they didn't like it? That really hurt me. Like, really, really hurt me. I know your kids aren't going to be your own reflection staring back at you, but I thought I'd at least be able to share the things I love with them. I thought we'd get to spend time together instead of being one of those fractured families with no interest in each other. I told my wife that I was sick of feeling like an outsider in my own family, and that I'd like it if we could maybe do some designated time that we would do things I liked too. I suggested we could all sit down and learn to play this board game I like, Settlers of Catan. My wife told me I needed to stop trying to force my stuff down their throat and find a balance somehow. I told her that this is the balance. I can't pretend to be interested in things like gossipy TV dramas, soap operas, etc., when that just isn't me. I'm not a teenage girl. I can't pretend to be one. Am I the asshole? I feel lonely in my own family. Seriously, are you fucking kidding me? I think the fact that you show zero interest or respect for their hobbies and interests is probably where they get that attitude from to your stuff. Also, I'm convinced that every time that he shows them the things he's into, he has like this obnoxious superior thing. Like he's just like, oh, this is the good stuff. And if you don't understand it, then you're so lame. Yeah, I'm getting that vibe from this dude. Seriously? Oh, so childish. It's sad. I love the fact that the comments on this Reddit post ripped him a new one. You the asshole. Part of being a parent is taking an interest in what your kids are into, whether you like it or not. And trying to force kids to get into whatever you're interested in pretty much never works. Yes, this is so true. I remember when I was a teenager and I got into that gloomy, never want to leave the house phase that I was in. I was like in an emo phase. That was basically my teenage years. My mom kept complaining that we never did anything together. Except the only things that would be like counted as together activities were going to the beach and suntanning. I was basically a vampire at this point. That was like the worst thing that I hated that idea. And whenever I told her like, oh, like can't we just like do something that both of us enjoy? No, that was apparently no. The middle ground was the beach. Just like this guy is. This is the balance. Me forcing them to do what I like is the balance. But yeah, my mom wised up real quick. I hope this guy does too, because otherwise, yeah, his kids are not going to be close with him, and he's gonna like wonder why his kids don't like him when he's like elderly and he's never being visited. Yeah. This comment is hilarious though. Yep. What's the betting? Mom has done most of the parenting and he thought she just really enjoyed Peppa Pig and In the Night Garden. That's the thing too, like with kids, you have to pretend to like so much stuff. Like, I don't know, like you have to find something that you don't hate about it. Like that's the thing, like you have to be excited about what your kids are excited about so that they grow confidence and feel important. That's your job as a parent. It's not their job to do it in reverse until they're like adults. Like, what the hell? And you're supposed to teach them how, and you're definitely not by saying that their hobbies are stupid. What? You mean moms don't read The Very Hungry Caterpillar 1,000,000 times because it's their favorite piece of English literature? Imagine that. You the asshole. They're literal kids. It's not their job to placate you to build a relationship. Amen. These are the years that you connect and show interest in them, not complain that their perfectly normal and appropriate young girl interests aren't exciting enough for you. Why should they be interested in you when you're not interested in them? Yes, exactly. I love the fact that he fails to realize that the way he feels about their interest is how they feel about his. Whenever he tries to be like, this is what I love, The Mandalorian, don't you love it, girls, don't you love it? They think on the inside, oh my god, this is the most boring shit I've ever seen. I love that he just assumes that this is the good stuff, objectively speaking, which is why they should like it, but they refuse to. They're being bad children. Me not liking their interests, it's completely different, because their interests suck, objectively speaking. Yes, this is probably why his daughters don't want to spend time with him as well. If my dad laughs at all my hobbies, I'm just not gonna talk to him at all, because it shows that he doesn't respect me. And that's a deal breaker for teens and preteens coming into their adolescence in particular. Yes, yes. Imagine having your dad tell you that what you really like sucks. Such a dick move. Believe me, it's upsetting enough as a 27-year-old engineer when your dad laughs at you when you step foot in the workshop, going, what are you doing in here? And that's an adult with a lifetime of dealing with casual sexism. Yeah, I don't think necessarily it's a sexist thing though. I just think that this guy, like maybe his wife is into like The Mandalorian and stuff too, and he just like assumed that when they had kids that their kids would just be like carbon copies and didn't think about the fact that children are children and children have children's interests. I think it's just he genuinely thinks that his interests are better than everyone's. I don't think it's a sexist thing. I just think he's an obnoxious asshole. Gender aside. Absolutely this. Growing up, my dad always asked about and tried to remember things about my hobbies that he was most certainly not into, just so he could connect with me. His effort in trying to understand when I was younger went a long way for our relationship in the long run. You don't have to love what your kids are into, but don't ignore it, laugh at it, or shrug it off. OP, you the asshole. Yeah, that's so true. Like, I remember one time I caught my mom not liking something I was super into, and it hurt so much. And she wasn't doing it maliciously, just imagining her being like this dude when he's just like, oh my god, your interest sucks, you like Jojo Bo and rainbows and shit, Mandalorian is superior. I would just be so crushed if knowing that your dad thinks that something about you sucks, your interests suck. Bet you in a couple of years, he's going to be like, why do they like their mom more? Gee, I don't know. Maybe because she didn't act like an asshole. And trying to force kids to get into whatever you're interested in pretty much never works. Also, if he were to be interested in the things they liked and put time and effort to enjoy what makes them happy, then he likely would be able to find a hobby/interest in common. Yeah, it's not like he's trying to get to know them, he's just trying to force them to be like him. He has no interest in getting to know them. But he doesn't even try and think, okay, if this is the type of stuff they like, I can find something in my media that I enjoy that they can relate to more. Yes! He's being pretentious about the writing, But a lot of the franchises he listed off aren't all these literary masterpieces either. See, it's just a subjective thing. It's like, yeah. For example, he could have picked a superhero show like Arrow or Flash as a middle ground, rather than Mandalorian, which would have the more gossipy drama stuff his children like, along with having the nerd culture aspect, which could make them feel more interested in the wider universe. Yes. I tried to sit down with them and watch Mandalorian, and they didn't like it. That really hurt me. Like, really, really hurt me. OP, maybe it hurts them when you clearly do not care at all about what they like. Except they are literal children and you are supposed to be a literal adult. Yes. Amen. That's just upsetting. Like, I feel like some people genuinely only have children because they want to have like this ego trip of like, look at how amazing. This is just like me, carbon copy. I'm amazing. I'm gonna make a copy of myself. And when that doesn't work out, they're just like, child, you are a disappointment. A disappointment, I tell you. Seriously, these people shouldn't be having kids in the first place if they can't be a grown-up. But yeah, what do you think? Comment below. Do you have any stories like this, like from your childhood? What was your parents like? Did they take an interest in the boring child stuff? Or were they like this guy? Oh my god. Comment below. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're awesome. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a like. Keep coming back. Thank you so much to my wonderful patrons, Capra, Madalena Wurska, Cami, Ellie, Very Floppy, and Rebely. If anyone's interested in becoming my patron, there's a link below. But no matter what, keep coming back to keep my channel alive. Alive! Really, it means the world to me. You're awesome. Okay, love you. Bye.